Well, interest rates continue to be a major topic for home buyers as they look to buy homes, but are getting quoted interest rates that are around 6%, 7%, even 8%. And if you're like many home buyers who thought to themselves, I wish I should have bought a house back when the rates were 5% or 6%, well, I've got good news for you because today I'm going to explain to you a loan program that's called the 321 Buy Down that many home buyers are using today in order to lower their monthly payments in order to make their comfort when purchasing a house that much easier. Hi, guys. My name is David Brook, and I work at Brook Team at EXP. We sell over 600 houses a year, which just simply means for you, not a pat in the back for us, but it just means that we see a lot of situations for home buyers every day. And so we can see the solutions that seem to be working really well that are recommended by CPAs and financial planners and loan officers alike in order to help people manage the cost of housing in an environment where housing costs more than ever before. So let's get right into it. I'm going to try to get you done in under 10 minutes here. Here we go. Okay, so a temporary adjustment to your fixed loan product. That's what this is. This is simply the ability for you to feel like you're making a payment at 5%, 4%, sometimes a little bit more or less, depending on the loan product that you get. So if that could be helpful for you, you would buy a house if you had a 5% interest rate. Well, this may be a good product for you. Well, what product does this loan actually solve? Well, when you get into buying a house, you're obviously going to consider your monthly payment. So for many people, as much as you'd love to pay for a house cash, we just don't have the cash. And if we don't have the cash, we're going to use a mortgage. And since we can't extend mortgages out 50, 60, 70 years in order to amortize it longer, to lower the interest payment or to lower the monthly payment, the only thing that we can do is lower the interest rate then. And so one of these ways to do this is called the 321 buy down, in which case we're actually buying down our interest rates from whatever they are at the fixed amount to a temporarily adjusted amount. So if you're like most buyers, then you're probably going to look for homes. And if you've been looking for homes for a little while, let's pretend you're looking to pay around $4,000 for a home, and you start shopping with your realtor and you say, you know what, $4,000 sounds great. And back in 2019, you were looking for a house and your realtor told you, right now we can look at $949,000 houses. This is great. But you decide, you know what, it might be a little bit high in the market. All of these, crazy New York buyers are buying. I don't want to get in on that. It's a lot of multiple offers. So you decide to wait. And then the next year, it's 2021. All of a sudden they start saying, well, it's 838,000 for a house you can afford. You say, well, what are you talking about? I can pay $4,000 a month. And they say, well, $4,000 a month only gets you, an $838,000 house because the interest rates just went up to 4. So that's not right. Well, let me wait a little bit. Maybe they'll drop down. Well, they don't drop. They go to 5. And now you can only look at $745,000 houses to match your $4,000 a month payments. And fast forward to 2023, now you're looking at, for a $4,000 a month payment, you're looking at a house just about $600,000. And you're saying to yourself, wow, okay, maybe I bet wrong in the market. I didn't know that there were so many people who are looking to buy houses right now. I wish I could buy a house. There's just not that many on the market. But if I could, if only I could get something back where the interest rates are 4% or 5%. Well, I got some good news for you. This is the 321 buy down. So how does this loan product actually work? Well, it's a prepayment of the first 3 years of interest, not all of the interest, but a portion of the interest by means of these lender points. So let me explain to you. Probably I'm a visual learner, so this is probably the best way to look at it. In year one, you're going to, let's say you got, quoted, you went to your bank and they said, okay, you buy a $500,000 house and we're going to quote you 7.25%. That's, pretty normal today. And they said, well, it's going to be $3,411 a month for your monthly mortgage payment. You say, wow, that seems, a little bit high. It's higher than I wanted because when I originally started, I was looking in the 4s, and they said, well, I got good news for you. We can do the 321 buy down. We're gonna allow your monthly payment to look like it's a 4%. This is 4.25% interest rate for the first year, and for the second year, it's going to look like a 5.25% interest rate, and for the third year, a 6.25 interest rate, and for years 4 through 30, it's going to return to that fixed 7.25% interest rate. Now, the bet is this: well, I don't really want the 7.25, but I'm betting that the interest rates are going to lower because as the government continues to fight inflation, by raising these interest rates. It's actually a good thing that they're doing that. They're trying to combat the inflation. When inflation goes down, interest rates also go down, and then I'll be able to refinance later. And the reality is, for many families, we need the larger house because our family's growing. I need to move because, we're in a family situation that we need to, relocate or have separate households or whatever it is. This is a great solution because instead of paying that $3,411 every month, you're actually able to pay less because monthly payment for many Americans does matter. And now you may have a little bit extra money in the bank because you did sell your house, although it's at a 3% interest rate or 4% interest rate. Maybe you had a bunch of appreciation. You've got some money in the bank. You're able to pay down with some of these lender points and actually reduce your interest. Now, I want to be clear here. There's no free lunch. If you actually add up the monthly difference of $951 a month for year one, $650 a month for year two, and $332 a month in savings, all for year three. You add all of that up, guess what it comes out to? $23,000. So you're not getting anything free here. You're just simply prepaying. It's almost like you went up to your landlord and you said, can I prepay half of my rent for the next 3 years? And they said, sure. And you just gave him that. And then he says, okay, for every month, instead of paying $3,000 a month, you pay $1,500 a month. Did you really save anything? Not really. But it does matter if, however, on your cash flow every month, $1,500 is a lot more palatable than $3,000. And that's what this loan product is designed to do. Now, again, for a variety of reasons, maybe you've saved up a bunch of money for yourself. Maybe, however, you've thought to yourself, we've got a home that's worth a lot more money, and when we do sell it, we can buy that down. This is a great way to manage monthly payment. Now, the man himself, the king of getting out of debt, Dave Ramsey, he's going to come in. He's going to tell you, well, you'd actually save a little bit more money instead of, putting down your 20% and another $8,600 to do the 3-2-1 buy down plan because you're prepaying all that interest for the first 3 years. Why don't you just put down $68,600 and you will technically save $3,640 after those 3 years? It's true. You will save a little bit more money. But my friends, take a look at this. That monthly payment, if you just put down the $60,000, this is a 20% on a $300,000 house, 15-year mortgage, 5% interest rate. If you did put that on, your monthly payment is going to be $1,898 a month. And for many, that might be manageable. And you might have the $68,600 to have a monthly payment of just a little bit less. But look how little bit it just affects. By adding that $8,600 a month, it only affects the monthly payment about $68 a month. It's not that much. But if you do the buy down, it affects your monthly payment by around $300 or more a month for the first year, and then another $200 and change for the second year, and another about $100 a month for the third year. And by then, you're looking at refinancing. This is all about monthly payment management. And so if that's your goal, this is one of the solutions that are there. Well, you might be saying, Dave, I don't have an extra $8,600. I'm trying to, well, maybe this loan product isn't for you. But for many people who have either more money because they've saved up, or they want to say, I want to lower my monthly payment. Maybe you're not going to put down your 20%. Maybe you're not going to put down 25%. Maybe you're not going to put down 10. Maybe you're going to put down 5 or 15 or 10 and use the other to apply it towards prepaying some interest to get your monthly payment in management. Think of it this way. If you really needed to move, you really want to upgrade, your family is expanding or growing, or you needed to relocate, and your monthly payment was a concern, this may be the better option than just putting more money down in the house, especially as appreciation is happening. Many places around the country, homes are appreciating at 5, 8% or more every single year. And so by continuing to wait, I'm literally losing out on the appreciation that I could have in hopes that the interest rates are going to lower sometime in the near future, which they don't look like they are. Okay, so is the rate variable? No, the rate is not variable. It's just prepaying that fixed amount. So if your rate was fixed at 7.25%, like in the previous slide, you're just prepaying the interest for that year 1, 2, and 3 of these sort of increments for a total cost of $23,000 and change. So no, your rate didn't change. It would still be 7.25% in this example. Does the buyer pay these points, or does the buyer have to pay these points? No. In fact, in many areas around the country, or if you see a seller in your area in Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, or in Florida where we sell real estate, you may see a seller that's sitting there. You're like, you know what? The house is kind of funky, needs a little bit of work. They could have marketed it better. Instead of just getting 20,000 off the price or 50,000 or 5,000, whatever it is, maybe I'll pay your list price because I know it's still worth that. But I want you to take that and I want you to prepay some of my interest, and you can get that lowered, that monthly payment lowered through this buy down program. And the last big one, I'll get you out of here before 10 minutes. What happens if I sell or refinance within the first 3 years? Well, if you do, good news, because all of that money that you prepaid, whatever you pay all the way up to the day of closing, that's going to get reimbursed back to you at the closing if you refinance or if you sell. Guys, I hope this was super helpful. If it was, please leave us a message. You can reach out to us anytime, 860-323-8020.